competition and began to develop the very basketball program you see today. The players and coaches that came to ACU during that time not only understood the shift of competition, but also the realization that they were non-eligible for postseason play as well. The Wildcats charged forward, believing in the mission of Abilene Christian University and the vision of what could be. Without their sacrifice, none of the success that the ACU men's basketball program has enjoyed would have been a possibility. At this time, we'd like to recognize some of the members of that very group that helped lead the charge into this transition. Former head coach, Joe Golding. Current head coach and former assistant head coach, Brett Tanner. Assistant coach, Ted Kratz. Forward from Scottsdale, Arizona, Austin Cook. Guard from Richardson, Chris Blakely. Guard from Houston, Drake Green. Forward from Macon, Georgia, Duran Porter. Forward from Throckmorton, Hayden Farquhar. Guard from Baltimore, Maryland, Isaiah Trick. Guard from Little Rock, Arkansas, Jalen Franklin. Center from San Angelo, Colton Cole. Guard from Lubbock, Parker Wentz. And forward from Idalou, Riley Payne. Let's give one more big round of applause to this amazing group that helped build the Wildcat men's basketball program that we have today. It's now time for today's starting lineup presented by L&D Real Estate Group. First, let's meet the UTEP Miners. Number 0.
Watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. It's a special day of basketball in Abilene, Texas today. ACU's past takes on ACU's present as Joe Golding brings his UTEP Miners to Moody Coliseum. It's the Miners versus the ACU Wildcats. As we welcome you courtside here at Moody Coliseum, Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. Joe Golding, the 10-year head coach of ACU, 158 wins in his time here in Abilene, is now the head coach at UTEP and brings his Miners here to town. And Owen, it's a fun one today, a day of celebration and remembrance as he gets to take on his friend, his former colleague in Brett Tanner. But let's not forget, there's 40 minutes of basketball on the floor today, too.
Yeah, it feels like a family reunion, but make no mistake, that is not on the minds of the former players or coaches as well. This is a business trip. UTEP looking to get their first non-conference road win of the season, and it starts with two very important players on the court.
Tay Hardy for UTEP, the leading scorer. Arion Simmons, the same for ACU. Both of these teams will look to their leader today.
Yeah, both teams, both of these players, the leading scorers for ACU and for UTEP. But when you look at the reason both of these players are the keys, it's because they address weaknesses. For Arion, it's about rebounding, a team that struggles to get boards. That's going to be important for Simmons. And on the other side for Hardy, a great three-point shooter for a team that has really struggled against Division I opponents.
These two guys will lead their two teams on the floor. Speaking of the floor, let's go courtside to the third member of our team. It's our good friend Connor Mullins.
Thank you, guys. Well, when you talk about UTEP and Abilene Christian, you had to talk about the relationships between these two schools. One of the legends of ACU, Jalen Franklin, played at ACU from 2015 to 2019 and is now a graduate manager on this ACU roster. Reggie Miller, the former guard of ACU from 2019 to 2022, is now a grad assistant at UTEP. Cornerstones of this program, now a part of the coaching staff, and two legends for both programs. It's going to be an exciting day here in Moody Coliseum. Guys, back to you.
Connor, just one of the many storylines that you'll hear from today. Joe Golding has returned here to Abilene. The UTEP Miners come in 6-4. The Wildcats at 4-6. We are ready for basketball on this Sunday afternoon here in Abilene. The Wildcats in the home whites, you'll see their starting five. McLean, Steele, Madden, Simmons, and Deba get the start for the hometown Wildcats. Here for Coach Brett Tanner. Cameron Steele, a three from the right side. He busts our scoring. That's a good start for ACU. The senior, Cameron Steele.
Yeah, great start for Cameron Steele, who has really struggled to shoot that three ball as of lately. That is the confidence the Wildcats need to shoot the ball with confidence from deep.
You see the starters for UTEP as an alley-oop dunk on the inside thrown down by Kevin Kalu. Kalu the first two today. Corey Camper gets the start today for the Miners, just his second start on the year. Calvin Solomon not in the starting lineup today. We anticipate seeing Solomon, but not in the starting lineup. Good start today for both teams. ACU comes in averaging 75 a game, UTEP at 78. Steele shot fake and a whistle and a travel. And there's the man of the hour, Joe Golding. Again, his third year at UTEP. 40 wins for the Miners so far, 158 here for ACU in 10 years. Of course, 2 NCAA tournament appearances while he's here to Wildcats as the head coach for the Wildcats. Also a graduate of ACU and a player back in the mid-90s. Special day for him. Had a great conversation with Coach Golding yesterday. We'll unfold that as the day plays out. There's a three up. Tay Hardy, the leading scorer for UTEP, misses his first shot of the afternoon. Foul on the floor here on the Miners.
This is where UTEP has a lot of confidence and strength inside, beating it into Kalu, 6'9", 240. This is a matchup that goes strongly in his favor. A big size mismatch for the Miners.
Don't be surprised, both of these teams are defensive oriented. As Hunter Jackal misses a shot on the baseline. Chance to run here for UTEP. This is where they like to get up and down the floor. Not great in the half court, they're better in transition. Floating shot on the baseline falls out. Corey Camper Jr. Defensive minded for both teams. Both in the top 20 in the country in takeaways, and now here's a shot and a foul. Chance for a three-point play. Ali Deba's first 2 points of the afternoon.
Yeah, the aggressiveness from both sides. That's how the tempo is being set in the first couple minutes. And Ali Deba off to a great this season. Coach Tanner said he was spending a lot of time in the offseason working on his jump shot and his take to the basket. We see it in evidence there.
So Diba, the junior out of Stockholm, Sweden, he's averaging 13 and a half a game. As his first two this afternoon. First free throw today is up and good. Calvin Solomon, we mentioned him a moment ago, did not get the start, but he's already checked in less than 2 minutes deep. ACU an early 6-2 lead. If both of these teams top 20 in the country in turnovers, defensive turnovers. Solomon an immediate presence on the inside. Nice lob pass and the finish. It's a UTEP team averaging 40 points a game in the paint. They will pound the rock on the low block. Size advantage today goes the way of the visitor. McLean, the start at the point guard, his 7th start of the year. Simmons, his first touch. Shot up and good.
That's a beautiful pass at the top of the key for Cameron Steele, and having confidence in your big man of Simmons inside the paint.
Leading scorer at 14 a game is Arion. Another entry pass on the inside. Solomon muscles his way to the basket. He's found the chance for a 3-point play.
That's the same exact play. Run up for the Miners on 2 straight possessions. Solomon bullying Cameron Steele inside the paint, and now rewarded with a 3-point play opportunity.
First game he has not started on the year here in game 11. He averages 8.5 a game. The transfer from Stephen F. Austin has played here before in an SFA jersey. Today he plays in the orange and white, short on the free throw. McLean in the corner. And this ball kicked out of bounds. It will stay with ACU. Here is Brett Tanner in his 3rd year as the head man, 42 and 34 thus far his record. Again, the associate head coach while Joe Golding was here for 8 years prior to taking the job. Coach Golding's successor here at ACU. Steele on the inbound, too strong, no good. Diba an offensive board, has it stripped out. Powell will lead the break 3-on-3. Frazier down the baseline, whistle and a charge call. Offensive fouls. Yeah, Frazier just led with the forearm on the offside.
Yeah, you see that extension. Good job by Madadu. Showed that there was a clear extension. And that's what we talked about this. The defense-oriented teams clashing. Well done by the Wildcats.
Jeff Malum, Randall Anders, James Ford, our 3-man officiating crew. Here's a steal in the front court. Up ahead, Camper with big-time flush. First tie of the afternoon after the electric steal. And the finish, we're tied at 8.
Both of these teams, some of the best at turning opponents over. The Miners striking defensively.
UTEP at 6th in the country. 18.5 turnovers per game. Bettiol, his first touch. Leonardo Bettiol just checked in. Cut deflected, ball's loose in the paint. Last touch by UTEP. It's a turnover. UTEP 6th in the country in turnovers per game, defensive turnovers per game. ACU is 16th in the country. Make no surprise, that doesn't surprise me at all. Brett Tanner, Joe Golding, they are defensive minded. They work together forever. Defense comes first for both of these programs.
And that's why this game can really be decided in transition. An opportunity to go quick on a fast break from a turnover. That is how both of these teams are going to come out on top. The question is who's going to take advantage of it.
Wildcats go big in this lineup. Ashai Hill is on the floor for the first time. Manny Allen also on the floor for the first time. Manny buries the 3 on the right side.
Another Wildcat who has struggled to shoot the 3 ball. Allen just 26% on the season. A good confidence boost for him.
One of 3 Wildcats remaining from the Joe Golding area. Allen, Arion Simmons, Cameron Steele, the 3 who played under Coach Golding. Jumper left short by Hardy. Offensive rebound. Powell down the baseline. As the pass deflected, it's loose, and last touch by the Wildcats. Exciting first 4.5 minutes. Up and down the floor. Throw it down, Corey Camper. Wildcats by 3. 11-8 Wildcats at our first media timeout here. 15:28 left in our first half. Hey, let's go courtside. Let's visit more about this great relationship Joe Golding and Brett Tanner will do with Connor Mullins. Connor?
Well, thank you guys. You guys just mentioned those three players from the Golding era, Emmanuel Allen, Arion Simmons, and Cameron Steele. Well, let's talk about the coaches. You know, they're not giving anything away right now with their mannerisms. They're trying to keep this game controlled and steady, play a defensive battle between both head coaches, trying to stay fast, trying to make it a turnover battle. Guys, back to you.
You see the deflection there. Ball knocked out of bounds, defensive-minded Brett Tanner, Joe Golding. Great friendship between these two guys. Had a chance to talk to both throughout the week and so complimentary of each other. Here's Solomon going strong. He's fouled. Free throws coming. But when you spend so much time together, you know it builds a tremendous bond and friendship. And both of these guys talk so heavily about the friendship that is there. They weren't a huge fan of having to play this game today because you want to win, but you hate to do it against one of your best friends, and that's the case today.
And the relationship with the former players as well. We talked to Golding yesterday. He talked about how he expected Arion Simmons, Cameron Steele, Danny Allen all to go off, and they're responsible for the first 8 of 11 points for ACU.
Solomon at the line, able to make the first 5 points out of the shoot. For the senior, 115th game in his career, 88 starts. This is on the second. We anticipate a lot of fouls and free throws today because of the defensive-oriented teams. Hunter Jack Madden on a drive. Aiden Igiehan also on the floor. 8 on the shot clock. McClain on the right side. Igiehan a look, free throw line, and he's got it. Igiehan, the senior, the transfer from Grand Canyon, coming off a season-high 15 versus Howard Payne.
He's been battling some minor injuries early in this season. Tanner said that we haven't seen the best of him yet. It's a good way to start.
Baylor Hebb the dribble. He wears number 3, makes his debut in a UTEP uniform this afternoon. It's him on the left side. David Terrell also on the floor. Loses his balance, ball loose, whistle. Found the open floor. Steal by the Wildcats, Hunter Jack Madden. Foul by David Terrell.
This is the identity of ACU. It's the identity of UTEP. The scrappy defense, and rewarded with a foul.
Already the 4th team foul by the Miners. Both teams shooting well to start. ACU 5 of 8. Perfect from 3, 2 for 2 from behind the arc. UTEP at 4 for 7. 3 turnovers apiece for both teams. Nasir DeGrew runs the show. 6'4" sophomore. JV Seat is also in. He wears number 0. Igiehan a touch and a bad pass on the right side. UTEP again at 6-4. They started the year at 5-0. Men's versus McMurray, University of Science of Arts in Oklahoma, UC Santa Barbara, Austin P, Cal out of the Pac-12. The slim pickings thus far. 4 of their last 5. Frazier on a drive, bodied up by Simmons. Igiehan the rebound for the Wildcats. It's been a week since both teams played. DeGrew all the way in, got the shot and a foul. Dribble penetration by the point guard, Nasir DeGrew. Chance for a 3-point play.
This is beautiful. Well, great job just staying adjusted and centering the basket to go through the contacts. The offense looks confident for ACU, coming off a 120-point performance against Howard Payne.
Yeah, that was last Sunday, the last game for the Wildcats, 120-69 over Howard Payne. It's been since last Saturday since UTEP has been on the floor, a loss at Oregon. DeGrew misses, Bettiel a tip. Ripped down by Derek Hamilton, the junior. There's number 32. Here's Powell right side. Terrell on a drive, cut off. Hebb has it with 10 on the shot clock. Right side, Harold Terrell with a drive. Reverse layup hits the bottom of the backboard. Chance to run, JVC. Both coaches told us they'll struggle on the half court today. Their game is defense, turn the ball over, and transition. If this turns into a half court game, it will be a rock fight. D-Bug rattles one home from three. That's 4 field goals in a row for ACU. They're 3 for 3 from behind the arc.
The Wildcats are red hot. They know how much this game means, especially beginning a tough stretch in non-conference play.
Tough pass, it's a turnover. Powell tried to hit Frazier, the pass was off the mark. Turnover number 4 for the Miners. Quick substitutions here. Cameron Steele, Hunter Jack Madden both back on the floor. Miners continue to show some full court pressure. I think it's more to eat some shot clock more than anything. Betty all a touch. Over to Diva. He'll drive baseline this time, up and under. That one well short.
I really like the defensive strategy from the Miners. They're really playing to protect inside, and that's been ACU's identity offensively all season long. The three-point shots just falling for the Wildcats. The Miners just have to keep staying aggressive defensively, and the Wildcats can't stay perfect from deep.
Hardy has yet to score for UTEP, 8 minutes deep. UTEP pound the inside again. Solomon fouled. Free throws coming for the Miners. Good start for the Wildcats, 7 of 10 out of the shoot. They've got an early 9-point lead.
ACUTV is really special because you have an opportunity to dive in and to get started day one.
You could start out on camera or you could start out in the studio, but if you want to direct or if you want to TD or if you want to operate cameras or do replays, you have the opportunity to do all of that and learn.
If you have any love or any interest in TV or just really want to find a community of people who want to work hard and follow their passions, that's what ACUTV is.
Welcome home, Wildcats. Moody Coliseum, the longtime home of ACU basketball, is back.
This is the premier ACU Wildcat offense. Look at that gem.
Texas. 18-9 Wildcats got the early lead, the 11:56 mark. Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. And Owen, let's take a look at our keys to the game this afternoon.
Yeah, this is a lot of what we discussed in the pregame and leading up to the past few minutes. For UTEP, it's about limiting fouls. ACU, a great free throw shooting team, and crashing the paint on the other side of the court because, again, it's about opportunities that Solomon has right now at the free throw line that's going to keep the Miners in a great contest against a tough opponent on the road. And then for ACU, again, it just comes down to the keys, and that's obviously making the right shots, making the right opportunities. They've been great inside and outside the paint, but also they have to find ways to protect the basketball and win the rebound game, because that has been a big struggle for the Wildcats, is in the rebound battle early in this season.
ACU currently leads the rebound battle 7-5 here in the early stretch. Already 8 points in the paint for UTEP. Again, they average 40 per game in the paint. 2 for 2 for Solomon at the line. It's a 7-point game. Here's DeGrew, fouled on his way to the basket. Dangerous pass and a tough shot, but DeGrew bailed out by the foul. Team foul number 6 already. It's a foul on Trey Horton, I believe.
And actually called on Frazier.
Oh,
That's his second personal foul.
So again, 16 fouls. There's DeGrew at the line. First one is up and good. Hey, let's throw it over courtside again. Connor Mullins. Connor?
And before the game, guys, we saw those Southland Conference players being able to be recognized on the court. And we saw a bunch of those guys from that transition period into those 2019 and 2021 NCAA tournament teams. A lot of those guys led to the success of ACU. Coach Golding laid the foundation, handed the keys over to Brett Tanner, with guys like Jalen Franklin and Reggie Miller leading the way. Those guys are all back here today in Moody Coliseum. It's a fun day here in Abilene. Guys, back to you.
First year in Division I, the 2013-2014 season, an 11-20 year for the Wildcats. You see Jalen Franklin, who was part of the Wildcat program under Joe Golding and Brett Tanner. There's Reggie Miller on the other bench, working for Coach Golding now out in El Paso.
Again, I can't emphasize enough how much it feels like a family reunion here in Moody Coliseum. So much history that Golding brought here in Abilene with the transition to Division I, and brought along some fantastic players who are now getting the other side of the basketball game, getting the chance to coach all these great players and continuing to build programs, as both of these coaches are in a similar spot, trying to build a culture and identity at their respective universities.
Solomon 2 for 2 again at the line. He has 9 of the minor 13 points. McLean on his way to the basket. There's a wild circus shot that goes in. A little smile on the face of Kavion. He's found the chance for a three-point play.
Everything is going right for the Wildcats. That's clear foul, and McLean pushes through. They cannot miss.
The foul on Sebastian Cole this time is first. But Kavion a chance again to finish off the and one. Kavion's played really well of late. The junior, the transfer from Howard College. Ball tapped out far sideline. Stay with the Wildcats. And Kavion here as of late, 15 points versus Northern Arizona. Season high 7 assists versus Howard Payne the last time out.
I love how aggressive ACU has been off of missed shots, winning the rebound battle. Coming into today's matchup, one of the worst teams in Division I when it comes to winning rebound battles. Not the case so far today.
Madden slips a double team, dribbled right through it, draws another foul. More free throws for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Golding doesn't like the call. And you see hands straight up. It's a tough in the moment, but again, you have to give credit to ACU being able to attack the glass. They've done this time and time again in the first half. That's been their bread and butter.
Madden at the line, one of the better free throw shooters. As a matter of fact, the best free throw shooter for ACU, 81.5%. That's 35 of 43. He struggled from the field the last 3 games, just 2 of 16, but finds a way to score his points. He's at 11 points a game. Majority of that, again, has been from the stripe here in this 4-game stretch. 2 for 2 that trip. It's the largest Wildcat lead here in the first half. UTEP without a field goal now for 6 minutes. They've scored from the charity stripe, but without a field goal for that stretch. And now a block shot. As Camper tried to get to the rim, Simmons denies, out of bounds.
That's a big man block. Great read as well. The timing to elevate from behind to send it out. I really think the Miners need to get our impact player, Tay Hardy, involved. He has been silent over the past several minutes. Only 2 shot attempts, 0 for 2.
Cole gets it in. Camper has it top of the key. Hardy a look, drive the baseline, kicks out, foul on the inside. Madden went for the charge, couldn't get it, a block call. 15 foul on the Wildcats.
It's been over 6 minutes since UTEP had a field goal. You got to give credit to ACU's defense, but also Miners just don't look in sync.
Yeah.
The ball movement hasn't been there. A team that one of the best in the country, in fact, in assists per game. Hasn't been able to pass the ball very well, case in point here.
It's a UTEP team that averages 78.5 a game. In their 6 wins, they're scoring 95. Here's a hard foul. Simmons will foul Hardy. To finish that thought, in UTEP's 6 wins, they're averaging 94.5 a game. In their 4 losses, 54.5 a game.
And you take a look at that replay, and right after the foul, that's one of Golding's former players that he coached at ACU, and right after the foul call, said that's a flagrant. The family reunion, that's not right now. It's about game time, and Golding is trying to find a way to get his Miners back on track.
The officials have made their way to the far side to look to see if that was a flagrant. I thought a good hard foul. Didn't see anything necessarily flagrant. Thought Arion went after the basketball. The officials will get to take a look from the camera angles provided. Wildcats 8 for 12 shooting the basketball, 67%. UTEP at 4 for 10. But again, the stretch that Owen mentioned of 6+ minutes without a field goal. UTEP is 5 for 7 at the line, as are the Wildcats.
And all of those from Solomon as well with 9 points. We can take a look at this one more time, real time. Obviously, full speed looks a lot more. You talk about the danger of when a player is horizontal that high underneath the basket. Simmons was coming off a big block and trying to stay aggressive, but.
Well, I thought Arion went after ball.
Right.
Unfortunately, right here, I think Hardy's feet got out in front of him, and the top side of his body lost momentum, and because of that, his feet swung out in front of him.
Yeah, it's a hard foul, no question. I like the call on the floor, but let's see if they make a change.
One more look again, Arion coming over. The only thing that might be in question is the left hand. Arion got basketball with the right hand. Did his left hand grab a forearm or an elbow of Hardy's left arm as it came across?
Yeah, it wasn't like he threw him to the ground. There was a lot of, you see a clear attempt to try and block the basketball, and with Simmons' size underneath the basket, something like this can happen more frequent than not. But yeah, you see that left arm across his face, bringing him down.
Long conversation here from the officials. We'll get the explanation coming over and filling us in. And the officials have allowed us to be in on the conversation. It will stay a common foul. 2 free throws coming here for Tay Hardy.
And I like the call, nothing excessive, outrageous. I like the call on the floor, and the Miners will be rewarded with a couple free throws.
Well, you mentioned it, Owen. Tay Hardy has not been in the scoring column yet. Leading scorer for the Miners at 14.9. He's been in double figures 9 of 10 games. And he's now on the board, his first free throw. Joe Golding very complimentary of Hardy yesterday. We had a chance to visit with Coach Golding, the transfer from Southern Miss, Tay Hardy. He said he's been around like 29, 39 years old. Feels like he's been around forever. He could have left this minor program in the transfer portal and the coaching changes, but he made the decision to stay. And now a turnover by the Miners in the backcourt.
That's that defensive pressure when you're trailing by as much as you have early in this first half. Golding loves to bring a full court press.
Camper works the pick and roll inside. Solomon, shot fake, missed it. Left it short. Boy, he'll shake his head on that one.
And he's looked so confident too inside the paint as well early in this first half.
Madden back the other way. Another steal. Gets it right back. 2-on-1. Here's Hill, reverse layup. Madden's got it again. He's fouled. Check that. That was not Hill. That was Moneke who's on the floor.
This is the scrappy, sometimes sloppy defense. But you can see the Miners really trying to protect underneath the basket like they have all season long. Once again, the Wildcats rewarded with free throws. A team that throughout this season has a team shot over 70%.
2 more free throws for Matt. And he'll make the first.
Into the Wildcats, number 5, Cameron Steele.
Madden on the year, 5 double-figure games. Twice this year he's hit 4 threes in a game. Another free throw and another make. Largest lead of the first half here at 11.
The officials telling Joe Golding to calm down. Not used to being on this side of the court here in Moody Coliseum.
John Dos Anjos wears number 1. He's in for the first time. Hardy, a look at a 3, top of the key, and he buried it. The rip of the net as it went through.
Such a big three-pointer. That is his strength as the Miners struggle to shoot that ball from beyond the arc. Just 25% on the season against Division I opponents.
Ball loose at the half-court line. Solomon comes up with the steal. And now the defensive intensity starting to pop up. It's 3 straight Wildcat possessions with turnovers. Now a whistle and a foul on the inside. Here's another look at Hardy's 3, the top 3-point percentage for the Miners.
This is what they need. Their leading scorer coming to life on the road. UTEP still seeking their first road win against a non-conference opponent, obviously early in the season. A lot of home games, you got early season tournaments and neutral matchups. So something a little new for UTEP early this season.
Foul on the Wildcats puts Calvin Solomon back at the line. Team foul number 7. So we will shoot free throws for both teams the remainder of this first half.
Grab your popcorn, it's gonna be a long first half.
Solomon at 8.5 a game has already surpassed his season average. Double figures with 10. This coming off the bench thing might be a good thing for Calvin Solomon.
He's looked comfortable as well, no matter what matchup, whether it's been Cameron Steele, Bettiol, he's had success.
It's a 5-0 run for UTEP. They're back within 6. Allen to Bettiol.
Great defense from Miners.
Steele in a backdoor cut as it's stripped away. 4 possessions in a row with turnovers. Powell gives it right back on the deflection by Madden. Chance to run, DeGrew. Bettiol a touch. Up strong on the right side, he's got it.
Well done by Bettiol, identifying a size mismatch. Nice little turnaround for 2.
Coming off his season high of 10 versus Howard Payne last Sunday. Garrett Levesque on the floor. Where's number 20 for the Miners? Solomon versus DeGrew. That's a mismatch. Hardy with 1 on the shot clock. Buries a 3, right corner. Clutch. Hardy's heating up. He's got 8.
Well guarded by Emmanuel Allen, but you can't stop that kind of shot.
Now, touch foul out in the open floor. Powell picks up the foul. Beautiful day in Abilene for a great game in Moody Coliseum. Wildcats a 5-point lead.
And welcome back to Abilene here as ACU takes a 28-23 lead. And number 13 for UTEP, Calvin Solomon. He's been making an impact in the last few minutes. He's that Stephen F. Austin transfer. He knows both coaching staffs, played here in Abilene a few years ago, now making an impact at Moody. Did not get that start today, but is making an impact off the bench. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Connor. 11 points out of the shoot for Solomon, 7 of 9 at the free throw line. Speaking of the charity stripe, that's where Manny Allen is. He makes the first. Oh, and you and I were talking in the break. ACU with just 14 field goal attempts. UTEP with just 13 field goal attempts because there have been So many fouls, so many free throws, so many turnovers created by these defenses.
Yeah, both these teams do not shy away from fouling, and that's something they live with because they believe, yes, they may foul more than the average team, but they'll turn you over more as well. And they believe the cost-benefit ratio works for them, and that's their identity. That's their bread and butter defensively.
Baylor Hebb, a reverse layup, it's up and good. First 2 points in a UTEP Miner uniform. Baylor Hebb, the transfer from Colorado State. Interesting story, recruited by Joe Golding while Golding was here at ACU. Lands at Colorado State, now transfers to UTEP.
I love seeing him finally get some minutes out on the court for the Miners. And you mentioned something Golding had talked about yesterday, finally getting opportunity to play in Moody Coliseum, but he's wearing a different jersey than initially intended.
Another foul call here on the Miners. I believe the foul on Hebb, on DeGrew on his way to the basket. Now DeGrew at the line. And free throw up and good. That's a Wildcat team that shoots 73% from the line. 10 of 12 to start today. Second free throw, no good. Wildcats have led the majority of this first half. Largest lead of 11. Hardy on a drive, loses his balance, whistle and a foul call.
Number 10,
Hardy back to the line, another foul. Team foul number 9 on the Wildcats. 1-on-1 for Hardy, left it short. It's an area where the Miners, who have shot it well today, as you mentioned earlier, just 66% from the line.
That's something they really need to take advantage of here on the road. A lot of free points that they're going to have today.
Madden look at a three, and he's fouled in the corner. And if that's Kevin Kalu, who I think it is, right back on the floor. Personal foul number 3.
And he knew immediately right after, shaking his head in frustration, as Hunter Jack Madden will get 3 opportunities.
Just fouled the wrong guy, Hunter Jack. Of course, Hunter Jack, the transfer from Otero Junior College, teammates with Sebastian Cole of UTEP there at Otero. Played together. It's amazing over the course of time how many connections you see. The fraternity of basketball, whether it's players or coaches, somehow cross paths throughout the game of basketball in some form or fashion.
And it all comes down to the passion of the game as well. A lot of players who get overlooked after high school, or maybe they just need a little bit more time to prove their value. They believe in themselves, they go and play at junior college level, get some attention, and it's where they are now because of the hard time spent first couple years after high school. I give major credit to the players who continue their pursuit at the JUCO level.
Well, in this day and age of the transfer portal too, that just makes these connections. It's all about relationships. Coach Tanner and Coach Golding both talked about so heavily in our conversations this week. It's about relationships. You can play the game. There's a lot of people who can play the game, but how do you mesh? How well can you mesh? Do you have the same culture? Do you have the same philosophies? Do you have the same passions? That's what make quality basketball programs. Of course, Coach Golding and Tanner built that. They're 8 years together here at ACU. Golding here for 10. As here's a steal, Hardy in the open floor. All the way to the rim, the reverse layup up and good. Defense to offense. Hardy's into double figures with 10.
Yeah, Hardy has come to life. A slow start, and over the past several minutes, on a roll offensively.
And now ball stripped away into the hands of Deba, but knocked out by Solomon.
Love the extra effort from Camper, flying out of bounds to try and keep it in play. And It may not result in their favor, but you love the energy, and the bench realizes it too.
Solomon and Hardy, 21 of the combined 27 points. The total. There's a foul on the inside. But another touch foul on the inside. Coach Golding not a fan of that call at all.
I don't think he's been a fan of a lot of calls inside the paint.
Foul on Solomon, his second. So Kalu has 3, Cole has 2, Frazier has 2, Solomon now has 2. 14 team fouls.
I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot.
1 of 2 at the line for Bettiol. UTEP's made their last 4 field goals, majority of that transition. Ebb on a drive, right side, cut off by Deba. Reverse layup, up and good. Stayed with the dribble even after Deba cut him off. Continued to attack the basket. He's got 4.
And you think you'd shy away after that. And then the defense with a response.
Bettiol, the illegal screen, that will go as another turnover. Turnover number 9 on the Wildcats. That will get Igiehan back in for Bettiol. Simmons also back in, McLean back in. McLean has 2 fouls for the Wildcats. He and Steele and Bettiol all with 2. And now a foul, drive to the basket. Sid Powell, chance to shoot free throws. Another hard foul.
Yeah, we've had 30 combined free throw attempts in the first half. We're about to get 2 more. I can't say that we're necessarily shocked at that either. These are 2 aggressive defenses. Foul trouble will no doubt come into play in the second half.
In the Wildcats, number 21, Hunter Jack Madden.
Powell a chance to go 2 for 2. The transfer from Buffalo, 4 double-figure games this year. He's got his first 2 points this afternoon. UTEP slowly creeping back in this thing after an 11-point ACU lead. Igiehan has it knocked away into the hands of Deba. Loses the dribble. Turnover number 10. Powell works the pick and roll, bad pass into the hands of Madden. 2-on-2. Hunter Jack loses it on the way up. Let's stay with the Wildcats.
I really thought Hunter Jack Madden just lost this on the fast break.
Look out.
Look out, cameraman.
Simmons and Deba work the top of the key. Madden from 18 around the rim. Points off turnovers, UTEP with 8, ACU with just 5. Generating turnovers and steals. It's not capitalizing. Hebb leaves that one well short. And I believe it. Another foul call.
And it looked like he stepped out of bounds.
Gotcha. Get a look at it here. Madden has it.
Thought he was pushed, and they say he was out of bounds. No foul call. One of the few times a foul call hasn't been called on the floor. A lot of size out on the court.
Derek Hamilton, number 32, back in. Well, he works the post. Backdoor cut. Hardy blocked at the rim. Igiehan, though, the foul. Aiden didn't agree with the call. He thought he had it clean. I think a little body check on Hardy as he flew by.
He was in the right spot, but I like the call. And here we go again. More free throws for the Miners, shooting well above their season average. They're going to need to continue that throughout the contest.
11 of 14 here in the first half. Hardy's 2 for 3, make it 2 of 4. This could be a battle of attrition down the stretch. The foul count today. A free throw shooting contest, and who knows who the 5 on the floor might be. Back to a 2-point game. The closest that UTEP's been in a while. A chance to tie off the steal. Hardy got it to go on a foul.
It's about the Wildcats making bad passes, Hardy being there and embracing the contact, extending the right arm for a 3-point play opportunity. The Miners are in rhythm.
Their first lead of the afternoon with the Hardy free throw make. 35-34. And now full court pressure. 12 ACU turnovers compared to 7 for UTEP. And a whistle out in the open floor. Camper the foul, UTEP the lead. Under 4 we go here in Abilene. And there's a look at the head man for 10 years here in Abilene, Joe Golding, 158 wins, 2 NCAA tournaments while wearing the purple and white. And one of his best friends and colleagues, Brett Tanner, was part of 8 of those 10 seasons, now the head coach at ACU. Joe Golding at UTEP. Fun day of reflection today as this one plays out on the floor.
Yeah, just an all-around great guy, and I tell you though, it's a great day for the fans. It's a great day to watch this game from afar. This is not a game that he wanted to see this soon, though, after leaving ACU, going up against his former assistant, a couple former players as well who are having some solid performances in this first half. But it is special just to see where everything started here in Abilene, Texas, has flourished out to El Paso.
Of course, Coach Golding, Coach Tanner's relationship goes all the way back prior to ACU in the year of 2000. Coach Golding was following Chris Beard, the now head coach at Ole Miss. He was at Texas and Texas Tech. He was following Chris Beard in the year 2000 to Fort Scott Community College in Kansas, where Brett Tanner was. Coach Golding took the job, then removed himself from the job, took the head coaching job at South Garland High School, and that's where Brett Tanner then took the assistant job for Chris Beard. That's where the relationship started between the two. 3 off the mark from Camper. Offensive rebound. Hamilton around the rim, falls out. And the Wildcats a chance to run.
You don't want to give UTEP a lot of second chance opportunities. That's something that really hurt the Wildcats in their 4-game stretch, or they really struggled at home and afar.
Cross-court pass, stolen.
That's a bad pass.
Yeah, that's ill-advised. Hardy, top of the key. Levesque with a touch. Hardy in the corner. Trying to get Hamilton posted up. He'll get a touch. Baseline, drop step, left it short. Powell on a drive, in the paint, too strong. Rebound loose, far corner. Last touch by the Miners on its way out. Yeah, to finish that thought from a moment ago, so the 2 cross pass in 2000 begin to establish a relationship. Joe Golding then the job here at ACU. Takes over in 2011. He's here for 2 years. Brett Tanner at Stephen F. Austin as an assistant. They have a coaching staff turnover at SFA. As Madden leaves that one short. The coaching staff turnover at SFA. Coach Tanner an opportunity to come here to ACU. Coach Golding hires him as the assistant, then the associate head coach. Spent 8 years together here in Abilene. There's a ball slapped up on the rim. Iggy Ahan, a goaltend. That'll go for Hamilton.
And UTEP has found a lot of success over the last several possessions by making that extra pass A Minor being open, and now a 5-on-4 for the Wildcats.
Deba on a drive, drop step, layup good. Feels like Deba's been quiet today, but he's got 8 on the stat sheet.
He's been quiet over the past several minutes, but that ends a 6-minute drought without a field goal for the Wildcats. Much needed.
Powell to try to answer, too strong again. Just 17 field goal attempts for ACU thus far compared to UTEP's 23, but so many free throws. Madden to fade away, too strong. UTEP right on their average of 40 per game points in the paint. They have 18 as we close into the halftime break. Powell for 3, left side. UTEP back on top with the Powell three-pointer. They got a 2-point lead. 40-38 Minor lead, as they've really taken the lead here over the course of the last 2-3 minutes. ACU has led the majority of the first half. But Owen, I think it's pretty much what we anticipated, a rock fight. These teams like to run. If it gets in the half court, it's going to be ugly. It's been ugly at times, but still 40-38 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's about winning the battle of stretches as well, because we saw the Miners endure a 6-minute stretch without a field goal. We just saw it from Abilene Christian. It's about the back and forth battle, and I tell you, we've seen our fair share of turnovers and free throws and fouls. See how it transitions over into the second half, though, how these coaches make adjustments at halftime.
Allen in the corner, a 3-point shot. Wildcats started 3 for 3 from deep, have not made one since those initial first 3. See if UTEP tries to get a 2 for 1 here in the next 50 seconds. Shot clock at 15. Levesque, well long on the three-pointer left side. Last touch though by ACU, 9 on the shot clock. Powell gets it into Hamilton. Back to Powell with 5 to work with, and a reach-in foul, I believe, on Deba, and it is.
One of the few Wildcats without a foul. That's his first.
That's a tough foul at 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, especially you play great defense, get it down to 9, inbound pass, and then just a little too aggressive.
Powell again, the transfer from Buffalo. One of the most sought-after players in the transfer portal this past year. Makes his way to UTEP. 10.8 points a game. Coach Golding said if he can stay out of foul trouble, he can stay on the floor a little bit more.
Yeah, he's a player that has been so reliable for them, too, when he's out on the court. He's a great rebounder as well for his size, averaging over 5 a game.
UTEP their largest lead here in the first half here at 3, 41-38. Wildcats have led by as many as 11 in the first 20 minutes. UTEP has fought back and now play with the lead. Wildcats will run the shot clock down, get a final shot, about a 10-second difference, game clock, shot clock. McLean too high screen, he'll go right. 4 to shoot. Allen, right side. Off the rim, no good. 10 to work with for the Miners. Hardy in the front court. 3 on the clock. Camper, too strong, and that's how the first half will come to an end. 41-38, UTEP will take a 3-point lead to the halftime break. While they do that, we'll go courtside. Connor Mullen has head coach Brett Tanner. Connor?
Coach, your thoughts on the first half, Coach Golding's return here to Abilene?
You know, I loved how we started the game. We were the more aggressive team. And then, I mean, they had about 25 points with about 5 minutes to go in the half, and they finished with 41. Our defensive aggressiveness completely, we lost it in the last 5 minutes of the half. So we got to understand, we got to put a full 20 minutes together in the second half if we want a chance to win.
Absolutely, and for that second half, what do you want to see from your team to get that win today?
That's what we need, man. We need to be aggressive for 20 minutes.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great half. Guys, back to you.
City Coliseum, UTEP, a 3-point lead. WAC basketball on ESPN.
Back to Abilene, Texas. UTEP leads ACU 41-38 here on Sunday afternoon basketball. Coy Oslin, Chris Jared. We're here at halftime. We knew it was going to be close, but this one's about as tight as a new pair of shoelaces. We're here in this game, 41-38. It's been exciting, Chris.
It's been exciting. We knew it was going to be exciting from the start. There's layers to what we knew we had going on today. Not just two teams that are really trying to continue and ramp things up before conference play continues, resumes, whatever. We knew that off the court they were going to be the storylines, and we're seeing two really tough, gritty defenses, but then we're seeing some scoring as well, Coy.
Yeah, Brett Tanner and, of course, ACU legend Joe Golding for UTEP. Of course, a lot of defense going to be seen, but for ACU, a 7-0 run got them 11-point lead, and then UTEP came back with an 8-0 run. Now they have a 3-point lead. Very back and forth between these two defenses, Chris.
Yeah, and credit UTEP. Abilene Christian led for over 17 minutes of this entire first half, so UTEP has been having to hang in there and deal with the lead being against them. So I think the biggest thing is when you look at the free throws, ACU leaving 5 misses on the board, and that right now is more than our difference. So ACU, just the turnovers, Coy, I think was the biggest thing. Credit the Miners, they've been able to score off of the turnovers, but adjustment-wise, you got to think the Wildcats are going to try to limit the fouls, limit the turnovers, and limit the free possessions.
Yeah, Chris, and we talked about the defensive side of the story. Another story has been for UTEP, specifically the clutch shots. Tay Hardy, a couple clutch threes for him, 13 points for him on UTEP. Talk about getting those shot opportunities, and UTEP's made a lot of those opportunities work.
He has, and he's led the way for them with the time that he's been on the floor. He leads their way with points. He leads the way with field goals that he's knocked down, 4 for 6 as well. So really efficient in all of those categories, but he's getting to the stripe too. 4 for 6 at the free throw line. So they're just doing what they do well. They're getting it to Hardy. He's been able to drive inside and find that pressure, knock a couple shots outside, and then get the other guys in the offense involved as well. So they've been driving through Hardy, but then you've got to give some credit to the teammates that have been right there in that support cast role.
All right, and for ACU, Hunter Jack Madden, 8 points for him, 3 rebounds, leads ACU in both those stats. Any thoughts about that?
Well, you know, we knew that coming into this, it was going to be some size, and Dib has been big. Arion Simmons was the guy's impact player to start the game. So with Hunter Jack Madden, he's been the facilitator, 0 for 4 from the floor. But you take that 8 for 9 at the free throw line. So he's not knocking down the shots from the field, but he's getting to the stripe, still getting in the points column, and tied for the team lead in that category. And so you got to tip your cap. It's a gritty game, and he's a gritty guy. So getting to that free throw line works.
Gritty game, a lot of defense to come up, but we're going to send it back down to the court, and our friend Connor Mullins see what he's got for you.
And I'm here courtside with Lance Fleming, a longtime sports information director here at ACU. You know Coach Golding well, you know this program well. What are your thoughts on the game today and the relationships between these two schools?
Well, it's just it's hard to watch Joe here in different colors, but it's great to see him again. Got a chance to come up here last night and visit with him for just a few minutes. They were practicing, but great to see he and Amanda and Kason and Chase here. He and Brett are best friends. In fact, Joe often said that his best recruit was Brett Tanner, and I don't think there's ever been anything more true that's been said about our men's basketball program than that. When he got here, Brett immediately took the defense over, and we became one of the best defensive teams in the country, and that's what we built back-to-back Southland Conference championships on, and a win over Texas in the NCAA tournament. It's been about defense, and so that whole thing will never end, no matter where they're coaching. And it's special to see him back here again today.
It's been an exciting half here in Abilene. Going to be a fun first half. 41-38 lead for UTEP here at halftime here in Abilene. As we go to break here, ACUTV here live on ESPN+.
UTEP a 3-point lead here as we get ready for the second half in an up and down first half. 89 points on the board combined between the two. That might take more than we anticipated in the first half, but nonetheless, good first half of basketball. Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. And Owen, really the tale of the tape is the team that had the defensive intensity at the time was the one scoring the points. ACU started strong, had the early 11-point lead. UTEP finished the first half, great defense. Eliminated the 11-point deficit, now have a 3-point lead here at the break.
It's about taking advantage of the moment. The Wildcats were on fire offensively to start this game, shooting over 70% at one point, and then the Miners responded, forcing turnovers, finally getting their star player Hardy on fire with 14 points in the first half. He was really quiet in that first 10, and then also forcing turnovers against the Wildcats. If ACU wants to stay competitive in this second half, they have to protect the basketball better. The bad passes on offense proved costly in the final 10 minutes of the first half. They have to be better. And then for UTEP, it really comes down to continuing to staying aggressive and making those free throws. They've had a lot of opportunities. A team that isn't a great free throw shooting team, they have to capitalize on free opportunities.
ACU with 13 turnovers in the first half. UTEP just 7 turnovers in that first half of play. ACU just 20 field goal attempts in the first half. 10 of 20, 50%, but only 20 shots in the first 20 minutes. How do they counteract that? Well, 20 free throw attempts as well, 15 of 20 at the line. Hardy leads the way with 14 for UTEP, Solomon with 11. Wildcats without a double-figure score yet. Madden and Diva both with 8 in the first half. Arion Simmons very quiet in that first half, played 13 minutes, but just 1 field goal attempt, 2 points in the first half of play.
Looking at the trends this season, UTEP undefeated on the season when leading at halftime. ACU without a win when trailing at halftime.
Miners will start with possession as we start the second half. And Hardy will put it on the floor and find Powell in the corner. Second chance opportunity with the offensive rebound. Hardy strong to the basket, left it short. Another offensive rebound. Just a 1 rebound difference at the break. UTEP was 17, ACU was 16. Wildcats on the offensive glass here. 8 on the shot clock. Camper on his way to the bucket. Left it short, another offensive rebound. A putback, a chance for a 3-point play. Kevin Kalu. 4 opportunities on the opening possession in the second half.
And that's the Achilles heel for the Wildcats. Cameron Steele, a bad angle defensively, driving inside. And just again, this has been the problem for ACU all season long as we're getting closer and closer to conference play. Only 2 games this season the Wildcats have out-rebounded their opponent.
And that a 52nd possession with the second, third, and fourth chance opportunities. Kalu finishes with the free throw. And now UTEP, their largest lead of the afternoon at 6. Quick substitution here in the second half. Leonardo Bettiol replaces Cam Steele. Bettiol a touch. Deba on his way to the basket, finds a seam and a layup.
Great attack against Kalu. Wasn't ready for the speed. People forget he has a great jumper, but he can move quickly as well.
Deba's 9th double-figure game and 11 on the season. He's got 10. Powell will try to answer. Side of the backboard. Boy, Simmons just can't even get a look on the inside. They'll try. Deflected away and stolen from behind. Hardy from 10. And looks like Kalu just picked up personal number 4 up over the back.
And that's the right call as well. Costly decision to try and get over Simmons. And that's just some of those mental errors you can't afford. And a big reason, that was also a big reason why Abilene Christian was able to get to the free throw line as early as they did in the first half, is just some common miscues and a little too aggressiveness.
There's a time and a place for that. Yeah, you're at 18 minutes still to go. So here's a great entry pass to Bettiol. But yeah, 18 minutes still to go. You know you have 3 personal fouls. Sometimes you just have to let one go, especially on the offensive end. Kalu now with 4 fouls. It's a backdoor cut, stolen by Simmons. Chance to run, a chance to tie for ACU. A lot of contact that goes awry. Possession will stay with the Wildcats.
And Solomon a little banged up as well. He's at half court. That's something we really haven't seen, despite how aggressive it's been on both sides, or any injuries, but Solomon staying in the game, but clearly in some pain.
They'll stay in. Boy, a lot of contact at the free throw line. This one's going to get tremendously physical here in the second half.
We saw Frazier and Simmons a little bit of shoving before the inbound. Officials whistling, trying to create some separation. Don't want anything to get out of hand, but you take a look at this one more time. It's not necessarily anything physical. It's just it's the mental mind games, trying to get to the opponent.
Madden a quick fire, got it stuck in the rim. Possession goes into place there. Possession arrow facing ACU. Reset of the shot clock at 20.
It's been a tough day for Madden, 0 for 5 now.
Betty all a touch in the paint, and the nice floating hook. We're tied at 44. It's a 6-0 run for the Wildcats.
Bettiol has really found that nice hook shot, the turnaround. You can tell he practices it every single day. Executed to perfection.
Frazier works against Simmons. Back to Hardy. Look at a three. Too strong. Another offensive rebound. Powell pulls this one down.
That's that rebounding we were talking about. Powell, despite 6'4" size, can crash inside the paint.
Now contact and a foul on Simmons. The jousting between the two 23s continues. Arion picks up his second.
We are in for a treat in the final 17 minutes.
Owen. Allen and Hill back on the floor here for ACU. There's a ball loose on the baseline and last touch by Hardy. Turnover number 8. Now a scoring drought of 2+ minutes for UTEP. Devon a drive, foul on the shot. That's Ali Diba's game. He has to really get going with dribble penetration. He pulls up there, he draws the foul, but that is the game of Ali Diba.
And he makes defenders pay for it as Solomon picks up his 3rd personal foul. And Diba, you know, he's done a lot of work in the offseason. His growth from last season to now, you can see it out on the court. He's more explosive, he's more confident. He's doing a great job as well at the free throw line. Again, he's improved in just about every category from last year.
Stockholm, Sweden, the transfer from Chicago State. 1 of 2 at the line. Wildcats back on top. A 7-0 run. It's not a game that the teams want to get into a half court, but time and situation might dictate a little bit more half-court execution. And now a foul 25 feet from the bucket. Madden will get called on a reach.
Yeah, that's just too aggressive. That's not something you want to do as well. You've let the shot clock try and start running down, and he had no chance of intercepting that ball.
Madden with the foul will check out of the game. JP Seat. See right there, number 0 back in. New shot clock with 20. Camper on a drive, and he's fouled. Free throws coming here for the Miners.
Foul number 0, JB, his first of the game, team foul number 4.
How's that looking? I actually thought that was on Mashai Hill. They called on JB Seed.
at the line. Started his career at Tyler Junior College. He's from Little Rock, Arkansas. Started at Tyler Junior College. Scored almost 1,000 points in 59 starts in his 2 years at TJC. Scored double figures 4 times this year for the Miners.
He's shown he's plenty capable of scoring, averaging nearly 20 a game just last season at JUCO level, and been a little quiet today. 1 for 6, but again, when shooters are cold, they can get hot quick as well.
4 points. Gives the Miners the lead back. Backdoor cut, deflected, last touched on its way out by Deba. Another turnover for the Wildcats. Back and forth we go today in Abilene. UTEP, 1-point lead.
And welcome back to Abilene, 46-45 lead for UTEP over the Wildcats. It's going to be a defensive battle here at the end of this game. A lot of back and forth, no field goals for the Miners in the last 3 minutes. They have shot 14% from the field in this half. ACU upping that defensive intensity. It's a game management style between Tanner and Golding here down the stretch. It's going to be a lot of defensive battles here in Abilene. Lots of turnovers. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Connor. We knew it would be a rock fight today. Defense would be the name of the game, and these two guys, Brett Tanner and Joe Golding, spent so much time together. I think they can anticipate the tendencies of each person, and that has certainly come to fruition here this afternoon. Joe Golding was quick to give Brett Tanner recognition when all of the success over the last few years they were together. Said it was all about the defense, and Brett Tanner was the brains behind the defense for this Wildcat program. And now a ball tapped out of bounds. Last touched by UTEP. Arion Simmons a little slow to pop up here. He's holding that left hip. And this is the last thing that ACU needs. Take a look one more time. Diving on the ball, and not exactly sure what happened, but good to see he's back up on his feet. Arion's been banged up with nagging injuries all season long. Saw him go down in the final minute versus Northern Arizona. And these nagging injuries, that's something you usually see at this level in conference play. That's what teams have to worry about in conference play. To see it this early on from several members of the Wildcats, it's definitely not something that Tanner and company had planned. Turnover here by the Wildcats. Chance to get out and run. Pow, nice pass and a flush. Otis Frazier, two-handed jam.
14 points off turnovers for the Miners. Big difference in the game thus far.
Back to a 3-point lead. Deeb on a drive, travel. Get a look at the steal. Penetration, pow to Frazier. Go down.
Love that angle too, great pass. Not a lot of room for error. UTEP executing to perfection on the fast break.
16th turnover by ACU. Enforced by this UTEP defense. Miners just 2 for 8 from the field second half. Still have the 3-point lead. Powell down the baseline. A lot of contact. Finishes strong at the rim. Powell's got 8.
I love the confidence as well. 1 for 5. Now gets his second field goal. Despite the poor shooting, he was ready to take it to the basket. This defense from UTEP has been impressive in the second half.
Betty all fouled on the entry pass. Free throws coming here. Solomon picks up the foul. And I believe, Owen, that's 4 on Solomon.
That's something we talked about. We knew this is exactly where it was going just 10 minutes into the game. This matchup can easily be decided by the reserves. With foul trouble on both sides, it's going to become more and more important in the final stretch.
Kalu has 4. Solomon now with 4. Derek Hamilton back in. Hamilton's played quality minutes today.
And Steele now in the game as well. He had 3 personal fouls at halftime.
Baylor Hebb also back in. Free throw missed. Rebound loose. Madden has it in the corner, fighting with Steele. Cam Steele trying to call a timeout, and he will. He's awarded the timeout. Possession will stay here with the Wildcats.
I like the timeout call from the senior. He knew where he was, not a good spot. That's exactly what the Wildcats need, an opportunity off a missed free throw.
14:32 left this afternoon. UTEP's got a 4-point lead. 14:32, UTEP, a 4-point lead. ACU possession before the timeout. Cam Steele, the loose basketball called timeout. It was awarded, so the Wildcats with 15 on the shot clock. Down by 4. It's a 3-minute field goal stretch for the Wildcats. McLean will put an end to that. Good drive and a floater.
I love the hesitation, creating some separation inside the paint on the fade shot. Well done by McLean.
He's got 4. It's back to a 2-point game. Frazier with the dribble, whistle. 3-second call, turnover. Let's go courtside. Connor Mullins down courtside. Connor.
Guys, just an injury update for you guys. Arion Simmons just checked out of the game, getting treated by the trainers here on the sideline. We will monitor this situation and see if he gets checked back in. But the senior, big-time player for the Wildcats, going to see if he checks back in. Guys, back to you.
Great entry pass, the lob to Bettiol. We're tied at 50. Arion still walking it off on that far sideline, and here he comes to check back in the basketball game.
The Miners have had a lot of success on that backdoor pass. Good job by Cameron Steele, deflected away. And Bettiol, great minutes in for Simmons.
Well, I feel, Owen, this game's a run, like a game of 6-0 runs for both teams.
Yeah, it's been about responding to the adversity. How do you reset? And a bad foul by Simmons right as he checks in. Gonna try and make him earn it. 2 shots at the free throw line.
Slap of the wrist of Hamilton and free throws. More free throws coming. Fouls adding up again for both teams. Solomon and Kalu with 4 for the Miners. Steele has 3. Simmons now with 3 for the Wildcats.
Not a lot of free throws for Hamilton this season, just his 8th and 9th attempts here.
The junior out of Houston, 0 for 2 on that trip. Both teams 17 of 24 now at the line. Even at the free throw line, even on the scoreboard, it's 50. Wildcats have hit their last 3 field goals. Simmons asking for it on the inside. Madden, bounce pass. Steele up strong, he's got it. And 1 follows.
Cameron Steele was plagued with fouls in the first half. Didn't see a lot of action down the stretch. And now an opportunity for a 3-point play. He's fired up.
Hamilton the foul, his first. Cam Steele, in one of 3 Wildcats recruited and played for Joe Golding in his time here in Abilene. From Minnesota, puts it in. It's a 3-point Wildcat lead on an 8-0 run in the last minute and a half. Ball's loose near sideline. Hebb able to knock it off of Madden on the near side.
I love this. This is college basketball defense at its finest, crashing. It can be a little aggressive at times. It may ultimately be a lot of free throws because of it, but this is great defense that we're seeing at mid-major level.
Into the corner. Camper finds Hardy, shot no good. Wildcat basketball.
The Miners playing a lot of unselfish basketball, making the extra pass. But the Wildcats stayed firm. The help defense, phenomenal.
Bettiol with a mismatch on the inside, too strong. Well, that's one, I think Leo would like to have that one back. Had a mismatch in size on the inside, just couldn't finish. 3 up and good. John Dos Anjos. First 3 points of the day. We're back to even at 53. Senior from Brazil, John Dos Anjos.
Yeah, bringing quality minutes for the Miners out on the floor. We talked about how important that's going to be, and now the defense forcing a turnover.
Another steal ahead. Hardy finishes, and he's fouled. Chance for a 3-point play. ACU is on an 8-0 run to take the lead. UTEP currently on a 5-0 lead. They've got it back. 12 to go in Abilene. It's a 5-0 UTEP run to take the lead back. The Miners have surpassed their season average of 18.5 turnovers forced. That last one, the Wildcats' 19th turnover this afternoon. UTEP 6th in the country in that category. Again, it surpassed the average. Hardy finishes the 3-point play, and Owen, the battle back and forth, swings the way of the Miners here with 12 to go.
It really comes down to protecting the basketball. The Miners done a great job forcing turnovers. Today the Wildcats don't. They've been really efficient. 53% as a team, and we see one right there from Seat.
JV Seat hits the 3. Wildcats started 3 for 3 from deep, had not hit another one until that make. Hardy dish into the corner, try to answer. Too strong, no good, as Frazier left it off the rim. Diva back in a hurry, and he's fouled on the way to the bucket. Get another look here at JVC. Big minutes from the sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Yeah, has 5 minutes so far, but getting the 3-pointer, then getting the rebound on the other side, which led to a fast break, and now a chance for 2 more for the Wildcats.
Rolls out.
And the Wildcats retake the lead.
19 of 27 now at the line. 1-point ACU lead. 9, that'll make it 10 lead changes this afternoon to go with 8 ties.
Great defense from Bettiol.
10 on the clock for Hebb. Frazier top of the key with 5. Hardy's gonna have to make something happen. Wild 3, and he buries it at the buzzer. Tay Hardy, the senior. Ellenwood, Georgia, the transfer from Southern Miss.
And his 3rd triple of the afternoon, coming to life in the second half.
Diva asking for continuation, and he gets it on the foul. Chance for an and one on the other end as well.
And he has been so efficient. 5 for 6, 14 points.
Foul was on Hardy, his 2nd.
For the Miners, number 0, Zed Powell. And in for your Wildcats, number 10, Naz DeVry.
Diva a chance to give the Wildcats the lead right back.
And also in for the Wildcats, number 21, Hunter Jack Madden.
His 9th double-figure game of the year already, 9 of the 11. He's been at 10 plus. Give him 15 today with the free throw make. Back and forth we go. Hardy has 20 now after the 3-point make on the last trip. Solomon with 11 all in the first half. Powell, tough catch in the corner. Hardy, nice pass. Foul on Frazier.
And that was a beautiful no-look pass Diva didn't see it. You don't get the shot, but once again, you get free throw opportunities. This is what the Miners need to continue the aggressiveness inside and draw fouls.
The foul on DeGrew, that's his second. Frazier at the line. Transfer from George Mason. Buckeye, Arizona at 11.1 a game. He's been in double figures 7 times this year. In his second year, started 26 games a year ago. His 10th start today. To the line. You might not believe it, but we're right back where we started.
Kalu in the game for UTEP. He has 4. Keep an eye on this.
See if Betty all gets a touch here with Kalu and 4 fouls. Diva lost the dribble right out of bounds. Turnover number 19.
And we can talk about how well Diva has played today, but that has been an issue for him, his 4th turnover.
Ball deflected out of bounds by Madden. UTEP in the Conference USA. Kind of a little bit of a different look this year in Conference USA. The top 3 teams in last year's standings are all gone from Conference USA. Florida Atlantic, North Texas, UAB are all gone. Miners picked 5th in the preseason CUSA standings. Another ball deflected out of bounds. Of course, Florida Atlantic made that great run to the Final Four last year. North Texas won the NIT.
They got a lot of talent. We talk about conference realignment. That's just not just the Power 5 conferences. That is everywhere. It's having a trickle-down effect, and I'm excited to see what it brings to the world of collegiate athletics. There's a lot we can talk about it, but for now, we'll see what happens.
Hardy with 2 on the shot clock, left the floater short. Offensive rebound, a second chance. Offensive rebound number 11, now whistled though and a foul, offensive foul. Hardy led with the forearm, second time he's been caught with that lead forearm. Charge calls, Madden takes the charge.
And second charge that Madden is drawn in today's matchup.
Third foul on Hardy, so Solomon with 4, Hardy with 3. Kalu again with 4. He and Igiehan do battle down on the inside. 10 on the clock for Madden. Diva into the paint, floating shot. There's Kalu with the rebound.
And good defense from Miners, a rare miss from Diva.
Diva almost a steal. Miners get it back. Powell, though, lost the dribble, and they'll say DeGrew got a hand on it.
The defense isn't wavering. You can tell these guys are getting tired. The endurance and stamina starting to come into effect.
Shot clock at 8. Camper has it left side. Into the paint, up strong, doesn't get it. It's thrown down by Kalu, but an offensive goaltending call. The ball's still on the rim.
Yeah, they said it was still above the cylinder. Let's take a look one more time, and I like the call. I like the call.
Great look at it there from under the basket, ACUTV. Offensive goaltending call. We stay tied at 60. Little scoring drought for both teams. ACU still above 50% shooting at 55, but just 33 field goal attempts compared to UTEP's 45. Ball deflected on the inside. Chance to run on turnover number 20. Simmons still with just 2 points, just 2 field goal attempts this afternoon for Arion.
And that's something we expected. Was off to a good start, got the first bucket, and quiet since.
Camper a little out of control. Kalu up over the back. His afternoon has come to an end, but we've still got 7:54 left this afternoon. Nothing decided yet. We're tied at 60. Beautiful look at Abilene Christian University here in Abilene, Texas. You can see the score has changed during the timeout. UTEP a 2-point lead at 62-60. Our officials reviewed the offensive goaltending a moment ago that was called on Kevin Kalu. They reviewed it. They determined it was not offensive goaltending, so the 2 points is allowed. UTEP now has the 2-point lead at 62-60.
They got a couple extra looks at that as well, so we can take a look at that in just a moment.
As Ike Ahan makes the first free throw. Here's another look at that offensive goaltending. There's the check that. That's the charge call by Madden. But the offensive goaltending a moment ago that was called on Kalu was overturned. And the bucket counts. Ike Ahan, though, at the line ties us up again. Our 11th tie this afternoon. Knowing as much as these two teams like to defend and run and transition, I think the last 8 minutes is going to be a half-court type of style. Which team can execute in the half court?
So much diving on the floor as well. It's officials making a lot of tough calls out there. Do they call a foul? Do they? Again, this is, as we talked about earlier, this is some of the best defense you can see from both of these teams play. It may not be pretty at times, but it's efficient.
Stoppage and play here, a little mop up on the floor there in front of the UTEP bench. You can see there. Moody Coliseum crowd trying to get into this. 7:42 left. This has been just as good as advertised this afternoon. Miners at 6-4, Wildcats at 4-6. Two teams who know each other so well, at least coaching staffs that know each other so well. The baby hook falls for John Dos Anjos.
Beautiful turnarounds. It was great defense from Simmons, avoiding a foul. The friendly roll gives the Miners the advantage.
Simmons backdoor cut to Allen. Beat his defender, finishes. Powell got caught over pursuing on the wing. Allen the backdoor cut and the finish. Hardy from three. Another offensive rebound and a foul here. I think Allen call on the foul. Here's a look at the backdoor cut to Manny.
Yeah, beautiful pass from Simmons to Manuel Allen. And off of the miss from the Miners. That's one of the toughest rebounds we've seen all afternoon. And UTEP rewarded with a couple free throws. Or 1-and-1, excuse me, from Powell.
Allen's second. Team foul number 8. Al rattles that one in. 20 for Hardy to lead the way. Solomon at 11. Powell a chance to get into double figures with this next free throw. Diva with 15. Bettiol with 10 for the Wildcats. Powell the third Miner in double digits. UTEP on top by 2. Kavion McClain is back in at the point guard spot. Baylor Hebb also back in. Backdoor cut to Madden, couldn't make the catch. Chance to run. Powell, the big finish. Holy cow, what a finish, Zed Powell. Get out of the way.
That is an exclamation point if you've ever seen one before. Off of a turnover, that's what we talked about, where the Miners have so much success on the fast break. And we see it with an emphatic slam on the other side.
Powell made up his mind at the half-court line that he was going all the way to the rim. It's 23 points off turnovers now for UTEP. And a 4-point lead on an emphatic finish by Zid Powell.
I think it's safe to say that Joe Golding's identity as a defense has translated over from ACU to UTEP in full effect here back in Abilene, Texas. My goodness, Powell.
And 23 points for UTEP off of 21 Wildcat turnovers. Wildcats now a chance to respond. Betty All a touch. Stripped from behind. Chance to run again. Tough pass, tough catch, stripped from behind from Frazier. Madden got a hand on it. Allen with a bump and a finish. Chance for a three-point play.
Delivering punches back and forth. That is what we've seen throughout the second half. And now ACU with a response. Going to Old Reliable. It's been a tough start to the season for Emmanuel Allen. But a play like that can get you right back on track.
A senior from Phoenix, 5th season at ACU, a chance to get to double figures. Third Wildcat to get there. It's a 1-point game. Diva checks back in. He's back on the floor. Powell will run the point. Well, I feel like, Owen, we're like last possession of the game type feel. It's up 6:15 to go. Backdoor cut, good catch. Frazier, he'll have a chance for a three-point play.
That all starts with a miscommunication. Arion Simmons doesn't crash to the basket with Frazier, and Bedial has to make a decision on who he covers. He decides late, draws the foul, and another three-point opportunity for the Miners.
Tremendous backdoor cut on Powell's 5th assist this afternoon. Rebound falls out, a foul on Hardy. We'll walk the floor and shoot free throws on the other end.
Yeah, Golding doesn't like that either. It's the last thing you want to do is give free opportunities to the Wildcats right after making a big play on the other side.
And that's 4 on Hardy. So Kalu has already fouled out. Solomon with 4. Hardy now with 4. Double bonus, 2 free throws for Arion.
I don't think we've talked about this enough, just how quiet Arion Simmons has been on offense. These are his first free throw attempts.
He's had a hard time getting touches, or you know, not only passing up looks, he just can't get touches. Part of the defensive game plan for Joe Golding and company, I'm sure. Hardy will get a breather with 4 fouls. Anticipate he'll be back on the floor shortly. 1-point Miner lead.
UTEP with 16 more shot attempts than ACU.
Camper center of the floor, 15 on the shot clock. Solomon, who's back on. Into the paint. Left is short.
Beautiful defense from Simmons. Now can the Wildcats capitalize?
Here comes Diva. It falls! Another chance for an and one. How many and one opportunities have we seen today? Balance, strength, another finish. Chance for a three-point play.
And that's the thing too, is he's moving away from the basket and staying parallel with the backboard, making it look too easy.
Betty All an offensive rebound. Simmons for 3. A lot of contact there, no whistle. Possession will stay with the Wildcats. I think Betty All might have touched it last, but
I was really surprised they didn't call a foul on the Miners before it went out of bounds.
Maybe a healthy compromise to keep possession on this end. Allen a little strong.
I like the decision though, staying aggressive. You have that opportunity, you fire.
14 ties, 16 lead changes today. Powell lost the dribble. It's whistle, a jump ball called near the pile. A timeout was awarded on the other side of the floor. And if a timeout is awarded, did UTEP have possession? And it looks like a timeout has been awarded to the Miners. Was Unico, and the pile for the basketball was in front of the UTEP bench. The timeout was awarded right in front of us on the near sideline, as you can see. Great view of it there.
And the Miners initially thought a foul might have been called because it was turning into more than just grabbing possession for the basketball. And a good heads up by the far official. One of the players was calling timeout while UTEP had possession. And it all comes down to 5 minutes. An exciting stretch that we're going to be awarded to here at Moody Coliseum.
So UTEP with 12 on the shot clock after the possession and timeout awarded. Powell will find Solomon too strong off the glass. Solomon again, a quiet second half. 11 points today, all in the first half.
They've really missed his presence on offense in the second half.
See if Arion gets a touch. Solomon with 4 fouls. And Arion is fouled. They'll call it on Powell. Powell and Solomon were both there in a double team, but Powell picks up his second.
I like the crash with Simmons, and yeah, just a little too much. I still like the defensive mindset, though, putting pressure on Simmons, who has been quiet on offense.
Arion, its 133rd game played in the Wildcat uniform. Recruited by Joe Golding in Little Rock, Arkansas. Played for Joe Golding, NCAA tournament team that beat Texas in 2021. Now plays for his best friend, former associate head coach, now head coach Brett Tanner. 1 for 2 at the line. Who will be the scorer with Hardy on the bench? Powell's got it with 10. Picked up by Deba. 5 on the clock. Whistle, carrying violation. Powell turned it over in his hand. Got caught with the carry.
Yeah, such a big mistake, too. You're on Bettiol, and you had good positioning, and again, giving the ball right back to ACU when they've been in rhythm offensively, drawing fouls, trying to extend the lead to 2 possessions.
Turnover number 13 on the Miners. Almost a turnover here. McLean, kick out. Madden, a look at a 3. Too strong. That's the best look Hunter Jack's had in about 2 weeks.
And he's been cold throughout the day, too. 0 for 6.
Right back, Camper missed, but he's fouled. Free throws coming for the Miners. 2-point game, under 4 we go. Come back for the finish, won't you? 72-70, under 4 we go. 14 ties, 16 lead changes. Oh, and I don't think we're finished yet with 3:54 left on the clock.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of stretches where one team takes full advantage. ACU's protecting the basketball a lot better over the last 5 to 10 minutes. And a big reason why they're ahead right now by 1. And for the Miners, again, I think patience is going to be key for them. Making that extra pass, that's where they had a lot of success.
1 for 2. See the rebound. Tay Hardy is back in for UTEP. Sid Powell currently sits on the bench. And Hardy with 4, Solomon with 4 fouls. See if Arion gets a touch, and he will. Simmons to Bettiol. Backdoor cut. Nice job by Hebb to get a hand on it. UTEP gives it right back on the travel.
And a golden opportunity it was. Hesitated, Hebb on either pulling up for the 3 or taking it inside. Does both at the same time.
UTEP with 14 turnovers, ACU with 23. Bettiol on the inside. Tough catch. He's fouled. Free throws coming. Camper had to help on the backside against Solomon with 4. The lob pass, a thing of beauty. And really all Camper can do is foul on the backside.
And I have been so impressed with how Bettiol has played throughout the entirety of this afternoon. The sophomore with 10 points and once again rewarded with an opportunity at the free throw line.
4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 at the line, make it 3 of 5, a new season high with 11. Powell is back in. Heb will check out. So the scoring options are on the floor for the Miners here. Solomon, Hardy, Powell, Camper, Frazier, the 5 on the floor. It's a 3-point Wildcat lead. Hardy from just inside the line will put it in. Tay Hardy, 22.
Big shot, no field goals in the past 3 minutes for the Miners. Way to get back on track.
Bettiol with a step, over to Madden for 3. Got it! Hunter Jack's first 3 today.
Persistence paid off, right on cue, Andy.
He's got 11, 4 Wildcats in double figures. Camper, strong to the rim. He'll draw contact and a foul.
Camper was ready to throw it down over Bettiol. Bettiol said, I'll make you earn it, drawing the foul, but I love the aggressiveness.
I don't think he had any intent to actually slam that, but he knew on a day like today, a lot of contact. He knew it was coming hard. Bettiol fouls him. Camper at the line. 5 points today, 3 for 4 at the line. The junior from Little Rock has it in. Garrett Levesque has checked in. This is an offense for defense substitution. Solomon, the 4 fouls. The defensive assignment will fall on Levesque's shoulders on the other end. Camper to pull it back within 2, and he does.
Camper's done a great job in his second start this season. His shot hasn't been as crisp as he wanted it to be, but he's found ways to score at the free throw line and making great passes as well. 4 assists to his name.
McLean right side, 15 on the clock. Gets down the baseline in traffic. To Madden, back-to-back trips, back-to-back threes. Hunter Jack from the left corner. He's got 14.
From ice cold to red hot from distance, Madden has the Wildcats on their feet.
Get on your feet.
Who can answer on this end? Powell with a drive, crossover dribble. Jump stop, shot up, left it short. Simmons the board for the Wildcats.
Don't need to rush anything if you're ACU.
Diva on the way to the bucket, and he's got it. Ali Diva at the rim. The lead has swelled to 7. Hardy tries to answer, can't do it. A chance to run clock. Bettiol on the inside, whistle. A foul call on Levesque, holding on to Bettiol. Take a look at this 3, Hunter Jack.
Catch and shoot from the corner. Tongue out celebration for Hunter Jack Madden. Now the Wildcats looking to close a big win. It all comes down to free throws once again.
And like your Wildcats, number 3, Leonardo Battle.
Bettiol at the line, double bonus.
And that's one. Miners, number 1, John Rosamos. And for your Wildcats, number 25, Emmanuel Allen.
Manny Allen back in. Arion Simmons a breather. Well, Arion is fired up on the far sideline. A lot of emotion running through the building right now. It's a 9-point lead with 60 seconds to go.
1 minute on your feet, ACU!
Camper on a drive. Betty all the contact.
Number 3, Leonardo Bettel.
And Bettiol, that's number 5. Great performance from him.
Season high 14 points for Bettiol as day comes to an end. Chance for Coach Tanner to talk to his team here the last 60 seconds. And Owen, it's the 3-point shooting of Hunter Jack Madden, the interior play. And the Wildcats a 9-point lead with less than 60 to go.
Yeah, that's all it took. Just that big shift. A 3-point shot changed it all because it's been a lot about the interior game offensively for both teams. A 3-pointer feels so much more valuable than just 3 in a game like this. And Madden had back-to-back.
Camper another look after he misses the first. Got the second, 8-point game. Miners go for the steal, don't get it. Now the shot clock's down to 20, and there is the foul on the far side. Camper fouls Simmons. It'll be a free throw shooting contest down the stretch. 40 free throw attempts for ACU today. They're 30 of 40. That's compared to UTEP 25 of 36. ACU, after these 2 by Arion, will have the same number of field goal attempts and free throw attempts today at 42.
And we aren't necessarily surprised by that number. I mean, in a normal game, that obviously stands out, but we knew exactly what we were expecting. A lot of fouling, the defense.
Simmons misses both. He opens the window. 40 to go in an 8-point game. Powell on his way to the basket, lost it. Will stay with the Miners as Allen knocked it out of his hands. And we'll have a timeout here. Brett Tanner has called a 30-second timeout.
And the play is under review.
You got to give credit to the Miners, how hard they fought throughout this second half. The shots haven't fallen as well as they would have liked, especially when ACU is shooting 57%. When your opponent's shooting that high, it's a rarity to be even competitive, but they have shown grit defensively, forcing turnovers on ACU's side. ACU with 23 turnovers. That's a big reason UTEP is competitive in this game. This has been a tough stretch for the Miners. That matchup against Oregon, it was a gut punch. That's what Golding said yesterday when we spoke with him, and he knew it was going to be just as a competitive and challenging game returning back to Abilene, Texas. But this is what makes good teams great. On the road, battling a great team, adversity really challenges a great team, and that's exactly what UTEP is going to get today. Win or loss, they're going to be better for it.
Not a timeout on the floor. The officials reviewing who touched that basketball last as it went out of bounds. Current possession is with UTEP, and it will stay that way. 32.8 left. An 8-point Wildcat lead. 4 Wildcats in double figures, 3 Miners in double figures. Hardy leads the way with 22. He's got it in the right corner, goes right off his knee and out of bounds. Couldn't make the catch. Turnover number 15 is a big one.
Madden with the deflection and bounces off the knee of the Miner.
Now the official's going to look at it again.
Yeah, when things haven't been going right for UTEP, it's been in bunches. It's been a roller coaster ride on both sides. Both teams have had the momentum from time to time, and it goes right back to the opposite side just a few moments later. That's what made this game so much fun. As a fan, a spectator, watching from afar, it's been an exciting mid-major contest.
Hey, while we have a timeout here, looking down on the sideline, you've heard all day long from Connor Mullins. Connor, an ACU graduate as of yesterday. Connor, great job, man. Congrats. On his way to San Antonio for his first big boy job, but Connor, great job, man. Enjoy sharing the airwaves with you. ACU graduate as of yesterday, Connor Mullins. 31.8 left. Possession does go with the Wildcats. And there is the foul on Hardy in the backcourt. Tay Hardy's day has come to an end on personal foul number 5. Valiant effort today from the senior Tay Hardy, 22 points, 7 of 16 shooting, 3 of 7 from deep.
It was really the catalyst in that second portion of the first half when the Miners trailed by double figures, catching fire from deep and scoring quickly inside off of fast breaks. Really made it a competitive matchup and gave UTEP the advantage to begin the second half.
Hunter Jack with those back-to-back threes a moment ago. His point total today has swelled to 14. The shooter's going to shoot. Scorer's going to score. 6th double-figure game of the year. He has 15. Deba with 19. Allen with 10. Betty all has 14. And one more.
And you love to see this if you're an ACU fan from Madden. You mentioned the double figures, but hadn't been in double figures in December. This is the first time. A little bit of a cold streak, and now finally gets back on track in the second half of this contest.
Camper on his way to the rim, left it short. Powell will put it back in. Walk the floor one more time.
If everything holds, it looks like the Wildcats will have more free throw attempts than field goal attempts.
Can't say I've seen that very often.
No, I have not.
It's a big win for ACU. One that they needed and have struggled here as of late. Lost 4 in a row before the Howard Payne win last week. Back on track here. The schedule does not get any easier. We'll show you that in the post game. But this is a big momentum swing with Western Conference play right around the corner. UTEP back at home this week. Conference USA play starts on January 4th. As Frazier at the rim with 11.9 to go. We'll walk the floor one more time and finish this one out. Again, a shout out to Joe Golding. And I know he will leave today disappointed, but his fingerprints are all over this ACU Wildcat basketball program. 158 wins wearing the purple and white.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of people here because of what Joe Golding did to this program, what he built here for the future generation of Wildcats wearing the purple and white, setting a culture, a tone. And I'll tell you an incredible story. After winning that Southland Conference championship for the second time, right before beating Texas, sat with him in the hotel and he said, we had a fun time in the 2019 tournament, but this time we're going to win one. And he did exactly that. That is the kind of culture that he brings to a program.
Historic day for ACU that day. It'll go down as a win today. 2 more for Powell, but the Wildcats will finish it off as McLean will dribble it out. Wildcats 88, Miners 82. There was the embrace, Coach Tanner and Coach Golding. They both said they will celebrate the successes of the past on another day. Today was a tough 40 minutes of basketball, and the Wildcats able to get the win. The final score 88-82. ACU moves to 5-6 on the year. UTEP falls to 6-5. I would say the narrative played out the way we thought. Tough, aggressive defense, a rock fight, as some like to call it. I'd say that's how this one played out today.
It's exactly what we expected, and this is exactly the finish that we were waiting to see. Who could capitalize in the final 10 minutes? ACU with an emphatic job in the final 10.
Again, you can see the long embraces between these two teams on a day full of emotion for these two teams. Not just Joe Golding and Brett Tanner on opposite teams. Of course, we talked about Jalen Franklin, the former player of the Wildcats, now an assistant with ACU. We talked about Reggie Miller, the former player for the Wildcats, now an assistant at UTEP. So many storylines make for a long, long embrace in the break here. 88-82, ACU again the win. 4 in double figures today. One of those today was Manny Allen, 10 points today. He joins Connor Mullins courtside to talk about the win. Connor.
Manny, great win today. What was it like to play against your old head coach and get that win over?
It was a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen him in a minute, so being able to play against him was really cool. We were really competing, and you could tell we both wanted to win the game really badly, but I'm happy we were able to come out on top. That's a really good basketball team they have over there, so it was really fun to compete against them.
Absolutely. You're a veteran leader on this team, played some important minutes, got some big baskets today. What did you see from your
I saw toughness from our team. They made a couple runs, and we could have shut down. Usually in the past, we would have shut down and gotten down on ourselves, but really stuck together and fought through adversity, and I'm really proud of our group for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Manny. Good luck to you on Thursday against Arkansas. Good luck the rest of the way. Guys, back to you.
Great, Connor. We appreciate you. 88-82. Again, the final score as the Wildcats get the win to move to 5-6, and UTEP falls to 6-5 on the year. Andy Penny alongside Owen Simpson. A day of celebration, a day of remembrance, a hard 40 minutes on the floor as well, Owen, and again, the Wildcats able to get it out on top, 88-82.
Yeah, this wasn't a matchup that either coach really wanted to see this early after leaving ACU, but it was a fun and entertaining matchup for the fans, for the players, the former alumni. This is a lot of exactly what the fans came here to see, and now it brings forward a tough schedule ahead for both teams.
And 2 games on the road for ACU at Arkansas, at Western Kentucky, back in Western Athletic Conference play here at home on January the 6th. For UTEP, back at home, the Sun Bowl Invitational, 2 games this week on Wednesday and Thursday. Seattle out of this Western Athletic Conference play, and then at New Mexico State on January the 4th. It was fun. Happy holidays, Owen, and a good way to go into the holiday break.
Happy holidays, absolutely. It's a fun one. Thanks for doing it with you, bud.
For Owen Simpson, Connor Mullins, Hutton Heron, and the entire crew, I'm Andy Penny. So long from Abilene, Texas.